The pages open with that unmistakable WWF energy, glossy layouts, event photos, and short bursts of story that together form a perfect snapshot of professional wrestling's mid-'80s peak. The editors list Linda Kelly as publisher, Edward Ricciuti steering the writing, and a full Titan Sports production staff responsible for bringing the action from the arenas into the hands of fans across the country. This isn't tabloid hype. It's part magazine, part souvenir, part living record of the Federation's ongoing war for dominance. The lead feature tells the story everyone in 1985 was talking about. The vicious ambush that left Ricky the Dragon Steamboat sprawled unconscious and Jake the Snake Roberts basking in the glow of his own cruelty. The article reads like a police report filtered through drama. Steamboat hit before the bell, his head bouncing off concrete. The crowd stunned silent as Roberts uncoils his enormous python and drapes it over his fallen opponent. In print, the event still feels alive. The choice words from both men burned into the page. Steamboat swears revenge, telling the interviewer that every morning he touches the scar and thinks only of payback. Roberts, in turn, mocks him with deliberate menace. When you put your hand in the fire and get burned, you're dumb to try it again. The feud is presented not as theater, but as a personal war of pride and cruelty. The Dragon's honor versus the Snake's sadism. The next section reads like a pulse check on the WWF machine, the race for the belts. In neat columns, the champions are listed in order. Hulk Hogan sits atop the world, the unstoppable WWF champion, with contenders lined up like a gauntlet. Randy Macho Man Savage, King Kong Bundy, Magnificent Morocco, Hercules Hernandez, and Adrian Adonis. Below that, the intercontinental scene churns. Savage holds the belt but faces pressure from Tito Santana, Paul Orndorff, and Ricky Steamboat himself. The tag team rankings show the British Bulldogs leading the pack, trailed by Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake, the Funk Brothers, and Bundy and Stud. For the women's division, the fabulous Moolah still reigns unchallenged, a dynasty in motion. It's the Federation in full motion. No speculation, just facts, positions, and stakes. The kind of list that kept fans reading between shows. Then comes one of the most fun features of the issue. The bees keep 'em guessing. It explains, in that classic WWF insider tone, how the Killer Bees, Jim Brunzell and B. Brian Blair, began switching masks mid-match, confusing opponents and referees alike. The story recalls a match against the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, where Brunzell takes a pounding for several minutes before crawling to his corner. When the tag is made, both bees suddenly appear identical, both wearing yellow and black masks, and the opponents lose track of which man is legal. The text calls it perfectly natural strategy. Two partners thinking as one, buzzing with the kind of teamwork that makes champions. It's written with the sly wink that defined the Federation's storytelling. Equal parts humor and sports page legitimacy. The feature on Harley race shifts tone completely. Titled Handsome Harley Goes After WWF Honors, it presents Race not as a newcomer, but as a battle-tested veteran entering a new arena. The article praises his technical precision and cold arrogance, describing his alliance with Bobby the Brain Heenan as the perfect fusion of brains and brutality. Race is quoted bluntly, "I've beaten the best everywhere else. When I whip the best here, the world will know I'm the finest wrestler alive." There's no flash in the layout, just stark photos of Harley's pile drivers and headbutts, his sweat-drenched glare. The text frames him as the ultimate throwback, a tough, seasoned champion, now ready to collect WWF gold. Then it's Rotundo and Spivey team up. Mike Rotundo, the clean-cut technician, joins Danny Spivey, the tall blonde powerhouse. Together they vow to challenge the Federation's biggest teams, leaning on speed, conditioning, and teamwork. "We've got something to prove," Rotundo says. "We think we can go a long way." The layout features action shots of double dropkicks and slams, the kind of crisp imagery that defined the WWF's house style. The middle of the program is pure mid-'80s Titan culture. Glossy ads for Coliseum home video, pushing WrestleMania, the wrestling classic, villains of the squared circle, and Best of the WWF Tapes, each described with full card summaries and the promise of more action than you've ever seen before. Another page promotes WWF magazine subscriptions, a bright red coupon with the tagline, "Stay in the ring all year long." And then there's the LJN action figure ad, showing Hogan, Piper, Steamboat, Sheik, and Bundy frozen mid-fight in plastic form. The copy boasting massive 8-inch figures, twist and turn them into 11 wrestling holds. These weren't filler pages. They were a reflection of the WWF's expanding universe. The business growing as fast as the characters themselves. Later in the program, a short but strong feature called Keep an Eye On highlights rising stars like Paul Roma, SD Jones, and King Tonga, as well as the growing tension between Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat. The writing teases long-term storylines, noting that Savage's temper may be both his greatest weapon and his downfall. It's written as if the outcomes are real, a continuation of kayfabe journalism that blurred the lines for fans nationwide. Even the smallest sections have character, listings of upcoming events, promotional plugs for WWF ice cream bars, and the ever-present reminder to be there when it happens. Everything feels urgent, alive, and colorful, even in print. From top to bottom, WWF Program number 137 captures what made the Federation unstoppable in this era: the fusion of sport, spectacle, and self-promotion into a single product. Every match becomes mythology, every ranking reads like prophecy, and every wrestler, from Harley Race to the Killer Bees, is presented as both athlete and icon. It's part magazine, part advertisement, and part fever dream of muscle, morality, and media. You can almost hear the echo of the crowd in Madison Square Garden as you flip each page. This is From the Pages.